up, YouTube? Today I'm going to be doing a bike check on a 2019 CRF 110, and my favorite part about this bike is that it's fuel injected. That's mainly why I bought it. I used to have KLX 110Ls all the time, then I saw this thing on Craigslist and I bought it. Starting off, I bought this thing for $2,000 cash, which is a deal, because MSRP, I think they're like 2,500 bucks. The first mod that I did was Mika high bars. These bars are 60 bucks and they serve me pretty well. Usually I get Pro Tapers, but they're both pretty good products. I got a Tusk shifter, which was 30 bucks, and I don't know, it just gives the bike a little bit better of a look and it's a little bit stronger. And then I got the T6 Pro Circuit exhaust here. Looks pretty sweet with the carbon fiber tip and everything, and I mainly got it because no one else really had it. They just came out with it and it looks really cool. And I had a Pro Circuit exhaust on my 250. I like how that sound. I like the build quality and everything. The only part that sucks is the sticker is coming off a little bit, and that is $400. Going to the shocks, I got BBR rear shock in this, which was 100 bucks. It's definitely worth it, so you're not just bottoming and clapping these things out, especially CRF 110s. The stock shocks are not heavy at all. Moving to the front fork springs were also off T-Bolt USA, and those were 90 bucks. And they definitely work a lot better than the stock ones, along with damping rods in the front also, which are 90 bucks. And that lifts it actually 1.5 inches, so it gives your front end a little bit higher of a look and everything, and just a better feel overall. Along with that lift kit in the front, you need a BBR extended brake cable. That was $20, and it's definitely worth it so your brake cable isn't getting just bent up and everything and scratching your front number plate, because when they're too short they just get frayed and start breaking. Also, these grip donuts on here are MX, I think, and they're just some skulls on there, but mainly I got them just so they don't dig into the side of your hand, especially when you're not wearing gloves. So I like to throw those on all my bikes just for comfort. And then the Thrill Seeker seat cover was $70. This thing is super trick. I love the seat cover. It kind of hurts your butt sometimes because they're so grippy, but I guess that's what they're made for. I got this sweet design on the top. Along with that, I got a matching graphic kit off of Era, and that was another $70, but I customized it to whatever I wanted. It's getting a little bit banged up now. I got fast minis on the side. It's held up pretty good. The red doesn't match exactly the same, which kind of sucks, but that was 70 bucks. And then I got powder coated wheels, hubs, some other random stuff like the brake lever and the bar clamps. I did that all myself. I bought a DIY powder coater for at home. I have a video on that, so if you want to check that out, go on my channel, that's on there. I posted that as $100 just because if you were to get it done, it'd probably be about 100 bucks, maybe more. Yeah, now that I have that powder coater, I can literally powder coat anything that I want, and it's a lot cheaper. It pays off when you have it. The total price with MSRP of buying this bike for $2,500 comes to $3,540. which is not bad, I guess, for a fully built bike, but it's pretty expensive. With the price that I got it for, it would go to $3,040 for this fully built bike. Hopefully soon I can do some tunes on it, get a tune or oversized throttle body on it so I can get this thing ripping a little bit faster. We'll see on that. But now I'm gonna go rip this thing. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to check out my other videos and subscribe. Like the video, maybe leave a comment on what I should do next. Peace.